in color from the Radio What Studios, and this is my podcast, What Makes You Smarter. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability, get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Oh yes, let me entertain you. This week's shows, as I'm recording this on Wednesday, I will be at the Cedar Lounge in Morrilton, Arkansas tomorrow night. That's right, 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. We have the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. I said karaoke. Yeah, there's karaoke in Morrilton, Arkansas on a Thursday night. Oh my word, there is. It's happening. Yeah, 6 to 10, Cedar Lounge Bar and Grill. You know, and when I say bar and grill, it is an actual bar and a grill. Man, they had some, I had the steaks. I know I watched a lot of good food going out on the party patio as I was up on stage, setting up the karaoke stuff, and I'm watching all these people having some good drinky drinks and having some good food. But I tell you, at least I have tasted the steak, and it is good. All right. I heard about the good steak, and I got the good steak, and I took the good steak home, and it took me 2 days to eat it. Yeah, this big boy. It took me 2 meals. All right. So get yourself some food at the Cedar Lounge and some drinks, and then have some fun with me. While you're having some food and some drinks, you can sing on stage. You provide the entertainment on a Thursday night, 6 to 10. At the Cedar Lounge in Morrilton, Arkansas. And then my other public show, Friday night, I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, my regular Friday night gig. You know the place to be. The greatest place to be in the whole wide world. I said it. Prove me wrong. Come on by. You could argue with me all you want. Come on by the Rab. Always exciting, always fun, full bar, kitchen's open. Now, they got good food, too. I've sampled the wings, I've had the burgers, and I've had the pizza. Yeah, it's good. It's good, I tell you. So, not just good drinky drinks, they got some good food. And from what I understand, the more you eat, the more you can drink. It's not me, it's science. That's some fuzzy science. I'm no scientist, but it's what I heard, okay? It's what I heard, okay? Okay. All right. They also have 10 pool tables at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. On Friday night, they got pool tournament. Yeah. If you want to try to make some money on a Friday night, I encourage you to check out the pool tournament. Yeah. Also, if you want to watch me stream some online games, Saturday night, I have a private party. You can't come unless you're invited. So there. I'm just glad the private parties are coming, especially the weddings. Oh, my goodness. The weddings are back. Yes, we're taking precautions. Wear the mask. I know I'm saying it in a sing-songy way, but I know the scientists are much smarter than I am. Wear the masks. They even say after the vaccines that are coming in, the treatments come in, wear the mask anyway. It'll protect you from from many different things. Not everything, but many different things. So I guess the mask thing, it's with us for a little bit. We're wearing masks now. Okay. I have some. I have a bunch. I have some bandanas. I have some cloth masks. From what I understand, the cloth masks, they work better if they're 2-ply. So that's something I just heard too. So 2-ply, like your toilet paper. There. Also, if you want to watch me stream some online games, you can watch me stream some online games. I'll be playing Fortnite a little bit later. For probably my goal in Fortnite is to win the Battle Royale against 99 other people. So there's 100 people in the Battle Royale, and you get to number 1. Now, I've gotten to number 2 quite a few times, and number 2 is the first loser. And I've beat the thing 4 times. My goal is 100 times, okay? All right, I'll get to that goal. But I have beat it 4 times. The first time I won, I went, wow, this is much better than losing. So all those people that get participation trophies in many different games, and yeah, I'm talking to you, parents that with the kids. I know it's controversial. I get it. but it's good for the kids to lose. It teaches them, it feels better when I win. Oh, I should have kicked the ball through the goal instead of had somebody kick the ball past me through the other goal. Oh, that feels a whole lot better when I kick it into the goal. Yeah, teach them how to win. But that's a whole nother story. I diverge. I'm playing video games, not actual games outside. I need to go outside and play some actual games. I need to do that. It's been a long time, too. I think I was in my 30s when I played football with the boys. And I think there was a girl or two in there, too. But, yeah, we were too old to play football. We took turns playing quarterback, and this arm hurt so bad from throwing. Yeah. So, I'm quite a bit older now. I need to get out there and make sure that this arm still works. And this arm, too. Make sure both of these arms stay working. And the legs. Yeah. And get outside. Have some fun. Also, if you want to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Now, that's the one I get to talk to people and get their stories. Everybody's got a story. I want to hear your story. Give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email info@radiowhat.com if you want to tell your story on my What Makes You Famous podcast. Hashtag What Makes You Famous. Now, on with the show. Today on the program, 10 things you need to know today for Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. 10 things you need to know today. Number 1, Pelosi backs away from deadline after progress toward coronavirus relief deal. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat California, walked back her Tuesday deadline for a coronavirus relief deal with the White House, saying that talks were going well, so there was still hope a bill could be passed before Election Day. Quote, "It isn't that this day is the day we would have a deal," end quote, she said in a Bloomberg TV interview. Quote, "It's a day when we would have our terms on the table to be able to go to the next step," end quote. The news came as Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Republican Kentucky, reportedly told Republican senators privately that he urged the White House not to agree to a stimulus deal that most members of the party would reject. McConnell's remarks, confirmed by several Republicans, came after President Trump increased his proposed relief package to $1.9 trillion, still short of the $2.2 trillion approved by the House. This is according to Business Insider and the New York Times. Number 2, CDC estimates 299,028 excess U.S. deaths during pandemic. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reported Tuesday that 299,028 more people than normal had died in the United States this year. As of October 15th, about 216,000 of the deaths had been attributed directly to COVID-19, but that, quote, might underestimate the total impact of the pandemic on mortality, end quote. CDC researchers said. Experts say the other excess deaths could include people who were afraid or unable to seek care and died of heart attacks, diabetes, strokes, and other causes. Latinos suffered disproportionately, with 53.6% more deaths in a typical year, compared to an 11.9% increase among white people. Quote, "The number of people dying from this pandemic is higher than we think," end quote, said Stephen Wolf, Director Emeritus of the Center on Society and Health at Virginia Commonwealth University, who has studied excess mortality. Quote, "This study shows it. Others have as well." This is according to the Washington Post. End quote. This is according to the Washington Post and CNN. Number 3, DOJ files antitrust lawsuit against Google. The Justice Department on Tuesday filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google. The long-anticipated lawsuit accused the tech giant of abusing its market dominance to stifle competition for its flagship search engine and its related advertising business. Quote, Google is the gateway to the internet and a search advertising behemoth, end quote. Deputy Attorney General Jeff Rosen said, quote, it has maintained its monopoly power through exclusionary practices that are harmful to competition, end quote. The Justice Department also is investigating Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and other companies. So the case against Google could mark the beginning of a broader crackdown on tech giants. Google said it would defend itself vigorously, calling the lawsuit, quote, deeply flawed, end quote, and unfair. Quote, people use Google because they choose to, end quote. The company said, quote, not because they're forced to or because they can't find alternatives, end quote. This is according to the Associated Press and the Wall Street Journal. Number 4, Melania Trump cancels rally appearance due to lingering cough. Melania Trump called off her plan to return to the campaign trail on Tuesday after her COVID-19 treatment because of a, quote, lingering cough, end quote. The First Lady, like President Trump and their son Barron, went into isolation after testing positive for the coronavirus. She said last week that she was better and would join her husband for a Pennsylvania rally, but her spokeswoman, Stephanie Grisham, said the cough had caused a change in travel plans, quote, out of an abundance of caution, end quote. Trump's White House and campaign have faced strong criticism for failing to enforce safety precautions against spreading the coronavirus, particularly after Trump's Rose Garden announcement of his nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court on September 26 was labeled as a, quote, super spreader, end quote, event. This is according to The Guardian. Number 5, anti-brutality protesters shot in Nigeria. Nigeria's biggest city, Lagos, remained under a round-the-clock curfew on Wednesday as unrest intensified after police opened fire on people who were protesting against police brutality. The demonstrators had defied the new curfew, and armed soldiers reportedly barricaded the protest site before the shooting. Amnesty International said late Tuesday it had received, quote, credible but disturbing evidence, end quote, that security forces had fatally shot some of the protesters, although other sources said the condition of the wounded had not been confirmed. The protest began nearly 2 weeks ago, after video circulated that allegedly showed Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, officers shooting a man in Delta State. Thousands of people have been demonstrating nationwide every night since, despite curfews. This is according to Reuters and CBS News. Number 6, voters line up in Wisconsin while Florida breaks early ballot record. The unprecedented wave of early voting continued on Tuesday as crowds in Milwaukee waited for more than 2 hours to cast their ballots on the first day of early voting in Wisconsin. A day earlier, a record 366,436 Floridians voted in their state's first day of in-person early voting, according to data collected by the United States Election Project. Michael P. McDonald, a professor of political science at the University of Florida, collected early data showing that registered Democrats in Florida by far outnumbered their Republican counterparts. Quote, this is a dynamic we're seeing elsewhere too, end quote, McDonald said. Early voting has drawn crowds across the country and record numbers of mail-in ballots are also being cast. This is according to the New York Times. Number 7, ex-RNC chair Michael Steele endorses Biden. Former Republican National Committee Chairman Michael Steele on Tuesday became the latest prominent member of President Trump's party to formally endorse his rival, Democratic nominee Joe Biden, in the November election. Steele said in a new Lincoln Project ad that Biden would, quote, pursue options that work towards healing the divide, end quote, that Trump has made worse. Steele was the first African-American elected to statewide office in Maryland, where he served as lieutenant governor from 2003 to 2007 and as chairman of the RNC. His feelings about the election became clear in August when he joined the Lincoln Project, a group of Republicans running ads opposing Trump's re-election bid. Steele has said he is still a Republican, but, quote, this ballot is how we restore the soul of our nation, electing a good man, Joe Biden, and a trailblazer, Kamala Harris, and ensure an orderly transfer of power, end quote. This is according to CNN. Number 8, lawyers can't find parents separated from 545 migrant kids. Lawyers enlisted to identify migrant families separated at the U.S. southern border during Trump's administration's, quote, zero tolerance, end quote, policy, said in a court filing on Tuesday they have been unable to find the parents of 545 children, according to court documents filed by the Justice Department and the American Civil Liberties Union. Trump's policy of separating migrant children from their parents went into effect in 2018, but under a pilot program that launched in 2017, more than 1,000 families were separated, about two-thirds of whose parents were deported to Central America before a judge ordered that they be found. This is according to NBC News and CNN. Number 9, NASA spacecraft briefly touches down on asteroid. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft briefly landed Tuesday on the potentially hazardous asteroid Bennu, more than 200 million miles from the Earth. The spacecraft used its robotic sampling arm, the touch-and-go sample acquisition mechanism, to collect a sample from the asteroid's surface for scientists to study back on Earth. During the 15-second touchdown, the mechanism blasted a canister of gas to disrupt Bennu's surface enough for a 60-gram dust and dirt sample to enter the arm's collection device. OSIRIS-REx operates autonomously due to the 18-minute communications delay with mission control. The team could not immediately say whether the mission was successful, but the spacecraft will deliver to a safe position to take a picture of the collector head and weigh its contents for confirmation. This is according to CNET. Number 10, Dodgers beat Rays in Game 1 of World Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers beat the Tampa Bay Rays 8-3 on Tuesday night in Game 1 of the World Series. Over 6 innings, Dodger pitcher Clayton Kershaw struck out 8 and allowed just 2 hits and 1 walk. The Dodgers also benefited from a powerful offense that included home runs by Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts. The game was played in neutral territory at the Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, with just 11,388 people in the stands. The crowd size was limited due to the coronavirus pandemic and was the smallest World Series audience in 111 years, the Associated Press reported. Game 2 is set for Wednesday night. This is according to the Associated Press. That's 10 things you need to know today for Wednesday, October 21st, 2020. Thank you so much for listening. This has been What Makes You Smarter. This is Keys Dan. Hi, your man in the air chair. Just trying to fill my head with knowledge. And while I'm at it, I got this broadcast software. If you like the sound of my voice, maybe you'll learn something too. But don't make me the only source of news for you. Make sure that you look up all the footnotes that I leave at the bottom of every single newscast. I see that Michael Robinson, Andy Benazarak, and Sandy Wisco West are watching with me. Yay! Thanks for watching. And I thank you all for watching the rebroadcast. I'll be posting this on YouTube as well. It's on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Gaming. And then I might put an audio podcast out as well. You'll find that. But look for the hashtag What Makes You Smarter, and you'll find all my What Makes You Smarters. Mostly they've been a daily news broadcast, just keeping up with current events. Trying to make myself smarter, and maybe I can make you smarter too. Why not? Let's make each other smart. You know what makes me smart is when I hear you tell your stories. And if you'd like to tell your story or hear the stories of others, I encourage you to check out my other podcast, What Makes You Famous. Find that using the hashtag What Makes You Famous. And if you want to watch me stream some online games, you could do that too. Hashtag Keys Dan Gaming. I see Standy Dixon is watching on my YouTube feed. I guess maybe I should pay attention to people. Stacy Dixon is watching and giving me little likes. I appreciate that. I'll put a little wave on you. How about that? That's it for this edition of What Makes You Smarter. Hey, stay tuned, like, subscribe. Let me know what you're up to. Drop me some comments. I really want to know. I like hearing from you. I do. I really do. So like, subscribe, share, all that kind of thing. Thank you for your support. This has been What Makes You Smarter. It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com.